Welcome to tonight's video on arithmetic sequences, part 2 of Unit 1. An arithmetic sequence is a special sequence where we add a common number from term to term. For example, 2, 5, 8, 11. Notice we're adding 3 as we go from term to term. That is an arithmetic sequence. The 3 is what is known as the common difference. So that is the common difference. And you can take the previous term and subtract it, or the current term and subtract it from the previous term and get the difference. In general, as it says here, like the first term is equal to a number, we'll call it A. And then the second term is plus d, and then the third term would be plus 2d, and the fourth term to 3d. So you can see the pattern that you're going to add the first term plus n minus 1, which is the number of term, times the difference. And that gives you your explicit definition for an arithmetic sequence. Recursive definition is just you're going to take the previous term and add the difference if the first term is equal to A. So if they ask you to compute here, A sub 10 minus the 10th term minus the 4th term over 10 minus 4. Well, the 10th term is equal to the first term plus 9 times the difference, minus the 4th term is the first term plus 3 times the difference, and that's all over 6. Notice if you distribute, I'll go over here, you get A plus 9d minus A minus 3d all over 6. So notice it becomes, these cancel out, so it becomes 6d over 6, which is equal to d. So if you do the same thing here, the third term minus the 8th term over 3 minus 8. So this would be A plus 2d, and this would be A minus 7d, or sorry, plus 7d over negative 5. And if you notice distributing, you get A plus 2d minus A minus 7d. So the a's cancel out, and you get negative 5d over negative 5, and that's equal to d. So in general, you can conclude that if you take the number of term, or the term, and subtract it from another term in the sequence, and divide that by the difference in the term numbers, that it's equal to the difference. That's going to come in handy later on. We'll talk about what arithmetic means are in a second. But first, let's answer the question. For the following arithmetic sequence, find D, the explicit definition, and recursive definition. Well, notice the difference here. You're adding 3 from term to term, right? You're going plus 3. So that is D. The explicit definition of T sub n is the first term, 3, plus n minus 1 times the difference, which is also 3. So it's going to be 3n plus 3n minus 3. So it's going to equal 3n. So that is the explicit definition. The recursive definition is going to be the fact that the next term is equal to the previous term plus 3, and it's going to say that the first term is equal to 3. That's going to be the recursive definition. The next one gives us the 7th term and the 18th term in the arithmetic sequence, and it wants us to do the same thing, as well as find the 13th term. So remember, first we need to find the difference, and so we'll subtract the terms, negative 5 minus 28, and divide that by the difference in the term numbers, 18 minus 7. So negative 33 over 11 gives us negative 3. That's the difference. Now we also need to know what the first term is. Well, we can use the fact that the seventh term is 28, and that's equal to the first term, but we don't know, plus n minus 1, well, it's the seventh term, times the difference. So 28 is equal to the first term plus 6 times negative 3. So 28 is equal to the first term minus 18. So 46 is equal to the first term, which means when we do the explicit definition, p sub n is going to equal the first term, which is 46, plus n minus 1 times negative 3. So it's 46 minus 3n plus 3. So it's going to equal negative 3n plus 49. That's the explicit definition. Recursive, to find the next term, we're going to take the previous term and just subtract 3. And we're going to start with the first term equaling 46. So those are your two definitions. Now, as far as finding the 13th term, we can do that as far as putting 13 in for n in the explicit definition. And when we do that, we get that it's equal to 10. 13th term is equal to 10. The next question says you're given the arithmetic sequence and you want to find the missing spaces. Well, first let's find the difference. So we'll take 47 minus 5. Now 47 is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th term. 5 is the 4th term. So we go 42 over 4, which reduces to 21 over 2. So to find the next term, we just add 21 over 2. So 5 is 10 over 2, so this would be 31 over 2. Then if I add another 21 over 2, it gives me 52 over 2, which is 26. And then 52 plus 21 is 73 over 2. And then 47. So if we go backwards and we subtract 21 over 2, 10 minus 21 is a negative 11 halves. And then negative 11 minus 21 gives me negative 32 over 2, which is negative 16. And negative 32 minus 21 gives me negative 53 over 2. So those are your missing terms, just using the difference. Finding the 108th term of the sequence, first we need to come up with an explicit definition. So g sub n is equal to the first term plus n minus 1 times the difference, which is 4. So it's going to equal negative 17 plus 4n minus 4, which is going to equal negative 4n minus 21. So finding the 108th term is equal to 4 times 108 minus 21, and that is going to give us 411 as our 108th term. All right, number 5, it gives us the second term and the 5th term of the arithmetic sequence, and we want to find the 12th term. So first of all, it would help to find the difference. So negative 1 minus 9 over 5 minus 2. Negative 10 over 3 is the difference. Now to find the first term, we know that it's going to equal the second term minus the difference. So it's going to equal 9 minus a negative 10 thirds. Remember, 9 is 27 thirds plus 10 thirds. So it's going to equal 37 thirds is the first term. So now to find the 12th term, I can take the first term plus 12 minus 1 times the difference, which is negative 10 thirds. And when you multiply that out, 37 thirds plus 11 times negative 10 thirds, you are going to get that the 12th term is equal to negative 73 thirds. For number 6, insert 3 arithmetic means between 18 and negative 10. That basically means that you have 18 and then you have 3 spaces and you have negative 10. So the arithmetic means are the numbers that would make an arithmetic sequence between those two numbers that you're given. So the 3 numbers here that would make an arithmetic sequence between 18 and negative 10. So first of all, we want to find the difference. So we go negative 10 minus 18. And then negative 10 is the 5th term minus the 1st term. So it's negative 28 over 4, which is negative 7, which means you subtract 7. So you go 11, 4, negative 3 are the 3 arithmetic means. What term of the arithmetic sequence is 40? Well, we know the difference is 3 because you're adding 3. And we know the first term is negative 2. So 40 is equal to negative 2 plus n minus 1 times 3. So now we have to solve for n, and that'll tell us the term. So 40 is equal to negative 2 plus 3n minus 3. So you add 5 and divide by 3, and you get that n is 15. So basically it means that 40 is the 15th term of the sequence. All right, so I hope you enjoyed the video about arithmetic sequences. Our next video will be on arithmetic series. All right, have a good evening.